Welcome to today's deep dive. Right, so today we have a product page from HDTVSupply for the DVDO AA40W-1 audio amplifier, which sounds dry, but
That sounds incredibly dry, yeah.
right. But our mission today is to decode these, really dense technical specs because this little black box is actually the invisible hero of pretty much every commercial space you visit every day. I mean, reading AV spec sheets is it's a lot like reading a foreign menu.
Oh, absolutely. It's totally intimidating at first glance.
Exactly, but highly rewarding once you actually know what you're looking at. So before we get into what this device does, we need to look at what it is at its core, from the physical build to the power delivery.
Well, looking right at the physical build, you see it's a 40-watt Class D amplifier. And the key there is that it's specifically designed to be highly efficient and, run cold.
Okay, let's unpack this because I always compare Class D amps to like electric cars, right? And they're super efficient, they run cool, unlike that old massive stereo equipment that used to just generate so much heat.
Yeah, you don't have those giant heat sinks anymore. You can mount this compact metal chassis directly under a conference table or, up in a drop ceiling.
Without worrying about it catching fire.
Exactly. No thermal shutdown, no active ventilation needed.
So looking at that power delivery, it has the switchable 70 volt or 100 volt mono output. And I have to ask, why on earth does a 70V or 100V switch matter to the average listener just, sitting in a restaurant?
Right. Well, it matters because 70-volt and 100-volt constant voltage systems are basically the backbone of commercial audio.
Wait, really? How so?
So they allow businesses to daisy-chain dozens of speakers across really long distances. Think about a massive sports bar. You can push audio to all those speakers without losing volume or blowing the system out.
Okay, but why the switch? Why both 70 and 100?
That's just a compliance and geography play.
Mm.
70-volt is the commercial standard here in the U.S., while 100-volt dominates in Europe and other international markets.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so by including that switch, an integrator can spec this exact same unit globally. You don't need separate hardware for different regions.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that logistical flexibility definitely helps explain the, what is it, $349 price tag?
It definitely keeps costs down, yeah.
But here's where it gets really interesting to me. It's how it intelligently manages the audio traffic coming into it.
The input routing, right. It handles quite a bit for its size.
Yeah, it takes 3 audio inputs, so 2 stereo, 1 digital fiber, plus a 3-level balanced MIC input that supports condenser, dynamic, or line-level sources.
Which covers pretty much all the realistic variables of a commercial install. In a single meeting room, you could have a digital fiber feed coming from a local display, stereo from a background music streamer, and a paging mic all running simultaneously.
Right. And the standout feature here is the ducking function. I like to think of ducking as like a highly polite butler who automatically turns down the party music the exact second someone steps up to a microphone to make an announcement.
What's fascinating here is that this creates totally seamless environments. This isn't just someone manually writing a volume fader on a soundboard. The ducking is baked right in.
It's automated.
Exactly. Instead of just lowering the master volume, it acts more like a frequency-triggered gate. When the mic input crosses a certain decibel threshold, the amp instantly compresses those stereo inputs.
Wait, so it doesn't just mute the background music entirely?
No, not at all. It
Right.
mathematically shoves it beneath the vocal frequencies so the announcement cuts right through, and the recovery time is just as crucial.
Right.
As soon as the page is done, the music just smoothly blooms back up. And what elevates this beyond a basic auto mixer is pairing that ducking with the control protocols. The spec sheet lists volume and EQ control via IR, RS-232, and front buttons.
And RS-232 is the critical detail there, right? Because if it's mounted up in a ceiling, literally no one is using the front buttons or, pointing an IR remote at a ceiling tile.
Precisely. With RS-232 integration, the amplifier talks directly to a building's central control system.
So the bartender or the teacher never has to touch a dial.
They might not even know the amp exists. The system routes the audio and manages the ducking autonomously. The technology is completely hidden from the patron, but it fundamentally shapes how they experience that space.
So what does this all mean? Well, next time you're sitting in a classroom, a meeting room, or a noisy restaurant, and the background music dips flawlessly for a page, you'll know what's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's probably an amp like the DVDO AA40W-1 pulling the strings.
Exactly. It's not magic. It's a Class D amp actively gating frequencies and communicating over RS-232 right above your head.
It really highlights how heavily engineered our casual environments are. I mean, if commercial spaces are optimizing automated invisible audio technologies like this just to seamlessly manage our attention,
Just for background audio, yeah.
right, you really have to wonder, what other subtle environmental controls are you completely tuning out in your daily routine?